What is your plan? What plan have you got? Now, I'm not just talking about how you're going to build your OnPassive business, but also what is your after plan? I mean, you must have an idea of what you are going to do with your abundance once it starts happening. So I do really believe, and I was saying this last night on Minnows and on Ron's, that to have no plan, in my opinion, is crazy. As they say, a bad plan is better than no plan. And you really do need to have, you know, some kind of idea or plan that you have got in place for when things start happening. I mean, even if it is just paying your debts off, getting yourself buoyant, filling your tank of car up with petrol without having to worry about it, all these are part of your plan for after. And as Andy Burks has always said, he likes a list, and there is nothing wrong whatsoever with writing down your wish list. This is all part of your plan, and everyone's is going to be different. And why is everyone's going to be different? Because the amount of money that people are looking to achieve in OnPassive, everybody is different. Everybody, you know, what makes my life comfortable might not make somebody else's life comfortable. And I'm sure that if you are from a poorer area of the world, the amount of money that I'm looking for would make you an absolute superstar king. So this is why it's important for you to just jot a few things down. And once you have something written down, this is the starting blocks of your plan. And as I said, what your plan is completely different from mine. Now, when I decided to join OnPassive all the way back in September of 2018 with Peter Rogers, we had a plan back there. And I can remember myself and Peter working OnPassive through the foundership, getting people to join. And our plan way back then, and this was in the September, it took us probably about a month or so to get to know really what the concept of OnPassive was all about. It was very shortly after we had the very first webinar with our CEO Ashmu Farrow, which is about 5-6 weeks afterwards in October. And this is when the name was formulated. This was when we had our first webinar. And I can remember after that, me and Pete put a plan of action together. We decided that if we could get to Christmas of 2018 and we had 100 people in our organization by that, we'd be really happy. As it turned out, we blew that out the water. But that was our plan. That was our very, very first plan of action as far as where we wanted to go or start going with OnPassive. Also back then, the plan was very different to our plan. My plan is now. Back in those days, it was all about building an organization rather than building a front line. And this is one of the reasons that I keep on saying time and time again to especially those early birds that what was in place back then will be honored today in the form of group bonuses or organization bonuses, etc., through for volume, all these sort of things to make up for the reason that people built teams or organizations rather than those front lines. But it was important even back then when we joined. I think there was maybe just under 2,500 founders when Peter Rogers and myself joined, all the way through to where we are now. We've always had a bit of a plan of action. Of course, things change, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody should ever get stuck with one plan, because times change, things change, goalposts even change. And the whole concept of OnPassive has changed from where we were in 2018 to where we are now in 2024. So that was our business plan. But you also need to have a plan once the money starts coming in. Why am I telling you this now? Why am I saying it's important to have a plan when the money comes in? Quite frankly, many of us, in fact, nearly all of us, aren't used to having a substantial amount of money. How many times do you see lottery winners, people winning obscene amounts of money, and then they're on the news 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, and they've got nothing? Why? Because they think it's an endless pot. They get ripped off, taken advantage of by many, many people. They get suckered in to basically spending their money on things that are not part of their plan. And this is why it is important for us to try and condition ourselves and get used to saying, if I get the sort of money that I'm looking to achieve with OnPassive, what am I going to do with it? What is my plan of action with what I'm going to get? What am I going to do with it? That is a plan. And to formulate that plan, guess what you got to do? You got to write stuff down. It's all very well and good having it up here. And it's all very well and good saying, yeah, don't worry about it, I know what I'm doing, and all the rest of it. But it's amazing how much more focused you are if you write things down on a piece of paper. Number one, clear my credit cards off. Number two, pay my mortgage off. Number three, pay my car rental off. Number four, clear out any overdraft. Get rid of that. Okay. All of these things, whatever your scenario financially is, you want to make sure that at the end of your list, you are completely debt-free. Everything that you own has been paid for. You do not owe any money. And once you get to that stage, guess what? You can make another plan. You can have another plan of action. Why? Because your mindset has completely changed. You are then not in a position of having the money to sort your life out. You are then in a position of having the money to enhance your life, to enjoy your life. So your plan will change from the debts, the paying offs, the getting rid of any finances that you might owe, to having a holiday, go visit people, buying a new car, buying a new house, taking a longer vacation than normal, paying for your kids to do something. Whatever all of these is a plan. But never be scared to update your plan. Never be scared to change things a little bit. And it really is important for you to start understanding that this is going to happen, guys. I know we have been talking about it for so long. I know we have been waiting for an awful long time for the fruition of what we've been told over the last 5.5 years to come to the date when it starts happening. But it is going to happen. And this is why it's important to try and focus on what we are going to do. Because if you do not, guess what happens? You wake up, you might have lost it, you haven't been savvy with your money, you haven't been in the right position that you should have been mentally. You might have gone out and gone completely crazy, got blind drunk, or done something stupid, or whatever it may be. rather than doing things in a controlled manner. Having money should certainly not be a burden. It should be there to help you to enjoy your life and the people around you. But it really is important to have a plan. So I ask you again, what is your plan? I've got one. Jane's got one. And I'm sure every single one of you guys out there has one as well.